Alright, so as you guys probably know, we're going to be getting a brand new box at some point next week. What day exactly we're getting it, we're not quite sure yet, considering that's probably going to be announced at the upcoming World Championship this weekend. But basically, all the cards you see on screen right now are going to be released into Duel Links at some point next week. And since I've got basically nothing better to do until then, I thought I'd go ahead and gather a whole bunch of different replays of combos using the brand new cards and the brand new skills before they're released into the game next week. So let's just jump straight into it. Starting off with, we got your Wind Witch. So this combo was created by Atlas over in the Duel Links meta Discord, so shoutouts to him, and let's check it out. So this combo starts off with a single copy of just Ice Spell, who can just special summon itself to the field because you control no monsters. Alright, upon doing so, this special summons a copy of your Glass Spell to the field, who then searches a card, grabbing your Freeze Bell, who once again, because you've only got Wind Witches on the field, can just special summon itself. These two create your first synchro, summoning out your Winter Bell, which I believe just has a little bit of burn damage on summon, if I'm correct. I might be misremembering this card, but either way, it doesn't matter too much. Alright, using the effect of your skill, which says if you control a Wind Witch synchro monster, you can just play a copy of Snowbell straight to the field, which is what they are doing. Alright, these two create your first card, your Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon. And I believe that was actually your 5th summon, because one of the summons was via the skill, I believe. Which is pretty disgusting if that was your 5th summon, because that means you're immune to Nibiru with this combo as well, which is, yeah, a combo deck that's immune to Nibiru is pretty disgusting. Alright, skill 2 allows you to shuffle a tuner into your deck, one tuner from your graveyard into the deck, to add one Wind Witch tuner from your deck to your hand, which is fantastic, because we haven't actually normal summoned yet. So we just normal summon the Glass Spell, and these two become a copy of your Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Alright, so keep in mind, this combo it's really filthy, the fact that it takes so long until you actually have to use your normal summon. So your opponent has some sort of disruption, you're probably still going to end on at least one big synchro monster anyway. And also, both these cards have additional effects attached to them. This one's immune to battle destruction, and this one's immune to card destruction, via the effects of your, I think, Freeze Bell, yeah, can't be destroyed by battle, and your Snowbell, which stops them being destroyed by card effects. So the fact this can't be Darkhold is pretty terrifying. It means cards like the new Book of Moon that we're getting in this box are actually probably going to have some sort of relevancy, just because if Nibiru doesn't stop this combo, Darkhold doesn't stop the combo, maybe people can actually have to start running cards like Book of Eclipse. So yeah, adds a lot of value to that card. Alright, so that's our first combo, and honestly, Wind Witch is looking, considering that was a 1-card combo that was fairly immune to a lot of disruption, gives me a lot of hope for this being a top tier deck. So we're already off to a very good start. Alright, on to our next combo. And this one was created by Chaos Fist over in my Discord, which is pretty cool. So thank you, Chaos Fist, for creating this combo. And he actually shows me, I think, 2 combos in this replay. Alright, so I'm going to show you 2 examples, both going first. So we've got a copy of your Canary. So first thing we're going to do is activate the effect of our skill, which allows us to dump a copy of... Where's the skill? Yeah, reveal a lyrilusc monster in your hand and send a lyrilusc monster from deck to the graveyard. So just starts off by dumping a Wagtail to grave. Then we can summon the Canary to the field along with the copy of this. This thing's effect, I believe, revives this from the graveyard. Alright, this thing on special summon searches for your Bird Call. Alright, these two are going to become your Recital Starling. Starling can search for a level 1 Winged Beast from your deck. Keep in mind, I believe that can also search for things like your DD Crows and Draw and Lock Birds, which is pretty disgusting, considering if you already have this card in your hand, you can just search for a hand trap. Yeah, that's definitely not okay. But anyway, use the effect of your Bird Call, which allows you to add a lyrilusc to hand. This thing can special summon itself to the field using another lyrilusc in the hand, special summoning these two. Alright, this searches for your DD Crow, because apparently this thing can also just search for just a Winged Beast monster, so if your DD Crow has extra disruption as well. Or like I said, Drone Lockbird happens to also be a level 1 Winged Beast, if Drone Lockbird ever becomes a prominent card in the meta. Alright. Summon a copy of your Assembled Nightingale. This thing can attach from the graveyard. The Nightingale can now not be targeted. Then during your opponent's turn, during the opponent's turn, basically you're going to set up this end field against an opponent where you think they can't deal with this field. Because this thing is basically completely untargetable and cannot be destroyed by battle or via card effects, via its own effect, where it can just attach a material, can't be destroyed by battle, can't be destroyed by card effects, and it can't be targeted as well, thanks to the Xyz material that gives it that. I think it's this one. Yeah, can't be destroyed by can't be targeted by card effects. So it's a pseudo towers monster, and if your opponent cannot deal with it, basically the turn passes back to you, and this is what you can do. You can use the effect of your recital Starling to then search from your deck. You could also have done this during your previous turn instead of searching for the crow, just to guarantee you have that disruption to use, or that follow-up to use. So on the following turn, during your turn again, you're now going to search for your canary. Canary can then summon itself to the field. He's just showing that you would have already detached from this during your opponent's turn. Summon the canary. Canary revives. This searches for a copy of your lyrilusc bird sanctuary. Alright. These two cards become another copy of Starling. Starling gives you a search. We're just going to type a crow here because why not? Using the effect of this, which basically just stuffs this card below this one along with all the materials. And then attaching that card back to this card from the graveyard that you attached earlier. And now this thing is a 1000 attack that can attack 5 times. So that's how you OTK your opponent, basically. A very big boy that can just hit directly with, 5 times with 1000 attack, easily killing them. Alright, so that's one combo you can be doing. And you're going to be doing that combo against opponents where you just don't think they can out your field. Maybe they're playing a specific deck and you've got copies of Forbidden Lance set, so you know your monster's immune to things like that Book of Moon card and all that kind of stuff. The new book card, whatever it's called, that doesn't target. But yeah, against other opponents where you think they probably do have ways to deal with it or ways to out it, things like Dingirsu or other cards like that, you can be doing this combo instead. So starting off with a turquoise war blah blah blah, have you pronounced this thing? Alright, once again, revealing it to send a card to graveyard. Special summon. Use the effect to, I believe this is also special summon from grave? Oh yeah, it can also summon from graveyard, alright. This then searches for your swallow. These two become your Exceed. Looks very similar to the first replay. Detach, search for a copy of Wagtail. Once again, 2 in hand, so they can special summon. Alright, what the hell? Alright, so I just had Siri go off in my ears. Anyway, so I'm going to be searching for the copy of Birdkill. These two are going to become your lyrilusc Assembled Nightingale. Going to be detaching just so you have that card in the graveyard for later. Going to use the bird call to then send or search for a copy of your canary. Canary can special summon itself. Reviving a copy of your sparrow. These two become the copy of Assembled Robin, which you'd probably want to put in defense. I don't think you'd trust this thing's 500 attack boost, considering you'd be detaching from it quite often anyway. Alright, then once again, attaching this during the end of turn, and that is going to be a card that is completely untargetable, completely indestructible thanks to the effect of your Assembled Nightingale, and it has 3 special summon bounces. So if your opponent special summons basically anything, you can bounce all of it just back to the hand. Absolutely filthy, considering this thing is also a pseudo towers monster. Very gross. Additionally, by the way, because this looks like a bit of a field clog, if your opponent has some way to, or just doesn't really do a whole lot, you can use the effect of your skill, which allows you, if your opponent controls the monster, to send a monster from your field to the graveyard to then play a lyrilusc monster from your deck. So it does allow you to unclog your field a bit to then go for various Xyz plays, maybe grab that spell card we showed in the previous combo, to then just boost the shit out of one of your cards on the field. And there's also other ways to revive this card and then, boost it up that way, so yeah, I'm very interested to see how exactly this deck performs. It's looking really gross, but it's also looking a little bit like, I don't know, it's hard to determine just how gross this is until you actually see it get some use. I'm not sure like how many non-target removal sources we actually have in the game outside that new book card and Dingirsu and IDP, so we'll definitely have to wait and see on this one. It's looking very solid. Alright, next up we have time-theif, and I had to put this replay together myself, considering the replay I saw was missing a few things, so I had to go ahead and put it together myself. And this is using the brand new time-theif skill, which adds Redoer to your extra deck. Wherever it is. Yeah, so adds Redoer to your extra deck when this website decides to load. Yeah, adds Redoer to the extra deck. Alright. And this is once again a 1-card combo plus a random discard. It can be whatever card, doesn't really matter, just something to proc your skill. Alright, and you don't even have to discard this card if you're going second, because the skill says if your opponent controls a monster or something, if your opponent controls no cards, you have to shuffle a card back in. If they do control a card, you wouldn't have to shuffle something back in. Alright, so this is a Winder or Adjuster, plus 1 random card. If you do use Adjuster, the combo will be slightly worse, because you don't get to mill a trap card, but it really doesn't matter, because you're going to mill a trap card anyway, which we'll talk about when we get to it. Alright, so revealing the Winder with the skill, this then allows you to search for a machine doggo, which is by the effect of the skill, reveals a time-theif to then search for a machine monster from your deck. So then we search for the other time-theif, shuffling a card back in, normal summon it, tribute it off, summon 2 time-theifs to the field. This one on summon can mill a trap card, which again, if we have to use the Adjust effect to special summon from hand because you had it in hand instead of your Winder, then you just wouldn't get this trap mill, which doesn't really matter because you'll mill a trap later on. Alright, milling the trap card. Alright, these two become your Redoer. Gonna special summon this thing to the field by detaching a card from the Redoer. Searches for a copy of your counter trap. We'll set that for later. Using the effect of this engrave to detach another card from your Redoer to special summon itself. These two become your time-theif Perpetua. Targets your Redoer. Attaches a spell to it. Then we can use the effect of the Redoer to draw a card. Drawing into our Lance. Then during the opponent's turn at the start of their main phase, we can use the effect of Redoer to suck up a card from our opponent's deck underneath the Redoer itself. We can use the effect of the Perpetua to target the Redoer and put a trap below it, which is important for Redoer's effect. Then this card can also revive a time-theif from the graveyard, which will be the bezel ship we detach from it, because we already had a target engraved, so we can do it that way. Putting this dude on the field. And that is your end field. Basically from 1 card plus a shuffle back, which we then drew a card anyway, so we basically replace that material anyway. We've now ended on a retrograde, which is a counter trap for any spell and trap card, making this field pretty immune to most standard disruptions or most standard board breakers in the game outside of droplet discard trap card. We've also got a copy of your time-theif Redoer with a guaranteed trap below it, plus a suck up from your opponent's deck, meaning we can potentially draw a card, we potentially banish itself until the end phase, and of course we've got a trap card below it to place a face-up card your opponent controls on top of their deck. We have a trap card engraved already, plus this trap card as well, which we can put in the graveyard. Unfortunately, this is a hard once per turn, so you can't use it multiple times, but when it's in the graveyard, you can banish it to target a card in your opponent's graveyard and attach it below a time-theif monster. Meaning, sort of like DD Crow, if your opponent's playing like a zombie-style deck or Fleur or something that needs the graveyard, you can use the effect of these trap cards to just suck up things from your opponent's graveyard and put them below your Redoers or your Perpetuas, which is pretty cool. We also have the effect of your time-theif bezel ship, which is literally the exact same thing. You can tribute this thing to take cards from your opponent's graveyard and just suck them below your time-theif monsters. So, 2 lots of DD Crow essentially. We've got a shuffle back, we've got a counter trap, and we've got 3 other cards in hand to use. So, yeah, this looks like a pretty good deck. Well, for going first, that is. Going second, I'm not sure how easily this deck's going to play through Disruption, considering it's not really the whole... Yeah, it doesn't really get to get itself going unless you actually have monsters on field already to extend into, so... Not sure how well this deck's going to play going second, but going first, it's looking fantastic, so... High hopes for this deck at least. It looks really fun at least, so... Alright, final combo. And this is going to be your Gaia. So, I'm going to be completely honest. Unless something drastically changes and something completely disgusting is discovered between now and when the deck releases, I don't see this deck being very good. Unfortunately, what Gaia is doing currently is basically what it's been doing since, like, the structure deck was released, like, 5 years ago, whenever that structure deck was released, which was meta at that time, but yeah, we've power crept a bit since then, so you're literally just ending on the same 1 pop, and that is it. So I don't have any faith in this deck whatsoever. Hopefully I'll be proven wrong, and hopefully some disgusting combo will come out, or I don't know, I just don't have much faith, because you're just ending on 1 pop, plus a 2000 attack beater on field. That is like the only advantage you're getting over the previous version of this deck. So yeah, I've also included the Dogmatica stuff as part of this replay, considering Dogmatica is probably going to be used more as a package in things rather than its own deck, and it does happen to work fairly well in this art type, so I thought I'd just show it off along with the Gaia stuff as well. Alright, so we'll start off by normal summoning our Gaia the Magical Knight. Keep in mind, by the way, this deck does actually get a lot better once you have other cards in your hand to extend with, or other combo pieces. You can end on things like the Borreloid Fusion Monster, for example, and other cool stuff like that. So maybe this deck just doesn't look very good as a one-card combo, but maybe when you start factoring the other extension pieces and stuff, maybe it turns into a fairly good deck. I don't know. Maybe I'm just coping. I don't know. Well, I have to wait and see on that one. But anyway, normal summoning your Magical Knight. I'm going to use the effect of your skill, which allows you to place your turtle on the field, wherever it is. Your Spiral, which allows you to place an artillery catapult turtle straight to your field. We then tribute the turtle. Then search for a copy of your Cursed Dragon. Cursed Dragon searches for your Spiral Fusion, and then we can then fusion summon out your Curse of Dragon, the Magical Knight Dragon. Alright, upon summon, it can add back that Spiral Fusion, and then because you have it on the field, you can use Materials Engraved for your fusion summon. Summon a copy of your Gaia the Magical Knight of Dragons, which has 5200 attack. Unfortunately, I believe its effect is only a once per turn, meaning despite having a shit ton of attack, it can only pop once per turn, so not super great. But then we've got your Dogmatica Ecclesia. So because we've got an extra deck monster on the field, we can just special summon it from our hand. Keep in mind, you have to do this at the end of your turn though, considering if you do this like at the start of the turn, you're going to lock yourself out of using the extra deck for the rest of the turn. So have to use this at the end of your combo. Alright, Ecclesia, you're going to be searching for your punishment. Setting the punishment, and then during our opponent's turn, we can use the effect of the punishment to send your Ash Dragon to the graveyard to pop a card on the field with 2500 or less attack. Then during the end phase, the Ash Dragon can search for a Dogmatica from our deck for follow-up, like whatever this card's name is, your Fleur thingo that can special summon itself to negate a monster, or it can search for another Dogmatica Virtuous to then search for another punishment or something. Basically just a nice little follow-up card, which you aren't going to need though, considering this trap card does lock you out of the following turn from using extra deck summons, so you won't be able to go into more Gaia stuff on the following turn if you're playing Dogmatica in this, so you have to go into more Dogmatica stuff, so yeah. Either way, at least we have a little bit of follow-up. Alright guys, that's basically going to do it for these little combos. Hope you guys enjoyed them. If you did, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. I'll have plenty of combo videos and stuff coming out once all this stuff releases, when it does next week sometime, so look forward to that. Also, Worlds is coming up this weekend, and I'll be streaming the entirety of it, so if you're interested in watching any of that, make sure to subscribe to the channel to watch out for those live streams. And yeah, thank you guys, especially to the people that created the combos in here, to Chaos and to Atlas. Thank you guys for making those replays. And yeah, that's basically it. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you see the next one. Laters.